Hello student. So in this class we will see the SR flip flop. So last class we have seen the latch circuit, that is your 1 bit basic element. This is your latch circuit. So how to construct a flip flop from your latch circuit? Just this is the extension. We need two NAND gate, and in case of latch circuit we are directly apply input S and R to this gate, but now we are applying input along with your clock signal. This is your clock signal. So why it is necessary to apply clock signal? Clock signal means your trigger signal. So because we need a memory. Memory means that is used to store data. But the problem in the latch circuit is whenever some external noise or any external imbalance change occur at the input side, it will suddenly change the output. It will suddenly change the output. But we need to design a memory in such a way that it should not change or respond to the external input until we want. So that's why a clock signal is applied, and that clock signal, the clock signal work is to control the output. To control the output, that means when will the output respond to input? Only when that clock signal is high, for example for level trigger, or at the edge, that is for example in edge trigger. So whenever this clock signal is applied, or whenever this clock signal, for example this is level trigger, so this clock is high, this pulse is high, and this is low pulse. So when this pulse is high, that means for this duration, only for this duration, for example the total width is 10, that means the on is, this high pulse is on and this low pulse is off. So on time is, for example total duration 10 seconds means on time is 5 seconds. So only for this 5 seconds this output going to respond to this input. But for this remaining period, the remaining off time period, whatever may be the changes occur at the input, your output doesn't change. So that's why we are able to get the output, or able to store the data which is changed according to our requirement, not going to respond any imbalance input. So that's the difference between your latch circuit and flip flop circuit. So latch is a label trigger, but your flip flop can be a label trigger, also can be edge trigger. But in case of latch, we don't apply any clock pulse. But because of that, what will happen? It will suddenly change due to any noise or any sudden change in input. Your output got changed. So how it will be act like a memory if it will change automatically? So that's the reason we are applying a clock signal. So because of this clock signal, we need two extra NAND gate. So what is the output of this NAND gate? We can see here. What is the output? Suppose this is A star and this is your R star. So what is the value of A star? So A star is S into clock whole bar. S is applied and a clock is applied. So S and clock whole bar, because this is a NAND gate. So apply your so S bar plus clock bar. How I am getting this? Because A dot B whole bar, from your De Morgan's law, this becomes A bar or B bar. Then what is the output here? Here R star is your R dot clock whole bar, which is nothing but R bar or clock whole bar. So now we will see different cases. So for example, your case 1. So case 1, when S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 1. When S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 1 and your clock is high, that means your clock is always going to, we are going to consider this clock is 1, because this is a level trigger. That means clock is high when this circuit going to the output of the circuit, this is QT and Q bar T going to respond at that instant. So clock is 1. So then what is the value of this A star? So A star is equal to, we have S bar or clock bar, S bar or clock bar, which is equal to, S bar means we have 0 complement, that is 1 or 0. So we have 1. So we have S bar is equal to 1. And then we have R bar is equal to, what is R bar? Which is nothing but R bar or clock bar. So R bar is equal to, we have 0 or clock bar means we have again 0. So we have 0. So we have S bar is equal to 1 and R bar is equal to 0. So from your NAND gate, what we have seen, I am drawing this NAND gate, logic gate, A, B, A dot B. So what is the NAND gate? Suppose A dot B bar, we have 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So this is, we have 0, 0 means we have 1, 1, 1 dot 0, 1 and 1 dot 0. So from the truth table of the NAND gate, I have already taught you about how to construct the NAND gate truth table. A dot B whole bar, A dot B whole bar, that means 0 dot 0, 0 and 0, always going to 0, 0 complement, that going to gives you 1, 0 and 1. If one of the input in AND gate is 0, then output is 0, then 0 complement is 1. So we can notice from here, when one of the input is 0, whatever may be the other input, if one of the input is 0, whatever may be the other input, your output going to gives you 1, your output is high. That means NAND gate is very sensitive to 0. That means NAND gate is very sensitive to 0. So what we will conclude from this, that if R star is 0, R star is 0 and A star is 1, which gate will turn on first? Which gate will turn on first? So we can here, we have to see here this is R star is equal to 0 and A star is equal to 1. So from this we can compare from this table. So NAND gate is very sensitive to 0. So please pay attention to this. NAND gate is very sensitive to 0. So which gate turn on first? This gate will turn on first. So because of that, the moment we apply R star is equal to 0, the moment one of the input to the NAND gate is 0, then output is equal to 1. Now this one, see here, this one is connected to one of the input of the upper gate. So here this is 1 and this is 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1 is going to give you 0, So what we will conclude from this, when S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 1, what will be the response of the output? Qt is equal to 0 and Q bar T is equal to 1. Now I am going to write that. I hope you will understand this. So hence what we will find, Qt is equal to 0 and Q bar T is equal to 1. So which is the basic concept? If Qt is equal to 0, Q bar T must be equal to 1. Q bar T must be equal to 1. That is satisfied. That means when S is equal to 0, please pay attention to this, S is equal to 0, R is equal to 1, then we will get Qt is equal to 0 and Q bar T is equal to 1. So then we will check when S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 0, what will happen? When S is equal to 0, if I put and R is equal to 0, then S star is equal to 1, S star is equal to 1 as well as your R star is equal to 1. R star is equal to 1, S star is equal to 1 and R star is equal to 1. So if you can see here A star is equal to 1, that means here R star is equal to 1 and A star is equal to 1. So this is 1. So for a moment you must understand this, Qt is equal to 0 and R bar is equal to 1. Now this is 0, this is 1. So obviously this Q bar T must be equal to 1. q bar t must be equal to 1. So, and again this q bar t is equal to 1 and s bar is equal to 1. So, qt is equal to 0. That means even though I change the input, and here also your clock is equal to 1. Clock is equal to 1. So, when clock is equal to 1 and even though here I am changing the input, s is equal to 0 and r is equal to 0, but I got the output as qt is equal to we have 0 and q bar t is equal to 1. So, what is this property? That means your SR flip flop, when it will act like a memory, when it will act like a memory, that is memory means it will retain the previous state even though the input is changed. Now you can see here input is s is equal to 0, r is equal to 1 and we got the output here. This is your output. When you apply, this is your input. S is equal to 0, r is equal to 1, clock is equal to 1, then qt is equal to 0 and q bar t is equal to 1, which I have proved here. Just you need to remember the concept, which gate will turn on first. NAND gate is very sensitive to 0. NAND gate is very sensitive to 0. The moment you apply 0 input, that gate must be turned on first. When s is equal to 0 and r is equal to 0, then also what we will get, now here we can see I change the input, that is s is equal to 0 and r is equal to 0. Even though I change the input, the output remains the same. That means whenever we apply your flip flop s is equal to 0 and r is equal to 0, it will retain the previous state. Previous state means the state which your flip flop was in the previous clock. For example, at 5 seconds, whatever output you got from your flip flop, even though I change the input now to s is equal to 0 and r is equal to 0, after that also we will get the same output. That means this input is act like a memory, that particularly for this input your flip flop act like a memory. Then we will see case 2. So, you have to explain, if at all they ask you in question, explain SR flip flop. So, kindly draw this circuit like this, then you imagine this as A star and R star and conclude from this, and then a case wise, case 1, case 2, when the flip flop act like a memory, when it is set, when it is reset, you have to case wise you have to explain case 1, case 2, case 3 and case 4, because we have 4 types of input, that is SR. SR means we have 2 variables, so that we have 4 types of combination, that is 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. So, all the cases we have to take one by one and you have to write the comments, that is this for s is equal to 0, r is equal to 0, your flip flop acts like a memory. For s is equal to 0, r is equal to 1, flip flop becomes reset. Reset means output becomes 0. For s is equal to 1, r is equal to 0, the output becomes set. And then the next case which I am discussing here, when s is equal to 1 and r is equal to 1 and clock is equal to 1 also, then what will happen? Your A star becomes A star is S bar or clock bar. So, S bar is 1, clock bar is 1, that means here we have 0, and similarly your R star is also 0. Then what will happen? Now we can see here A star is equal to 0, R star is equal to 0. Then which gate will turn on first? Now the race will occur. If this is 0, q bar t is equal to 1 and this is 0, qt is also equal to 1. The moment we apply, qt is equal to 0 and q bar t is equal to 1. But this is not the case. That means for A star is equal to 0, R star is equal to 0, qt is equal to 0 and q complement t is equal to 1. But this should not be happen. This must not be happen, because qt is equal to 0, q bar t must be equal to 1. But here we get Qt is equal to 1 and Qrt is equal to 0. That means here if Qt is equal to 1, Qt bar, that means Qt complement must be equal to 0. But this is not satisfied. So that's why this input when S is equal to 1, R is equal to 1 is a invalid because of this condition, a invalid output comes. So never apply S is equal to 1, R is equal to 1 in case of SR flip flop, because when S is equal to 1, R is equal to 1, we get Qt is equal to 1 and Qrt is equal to 1. But Qt and Qrt are complement to each other. That means if Qt is 1, Qrt must be equal to 0, or if Qt is equal to 0, Qrt must be equal to 1. But this is not satisfied. Here Qt is equal to Qrt. Qt is equal to Qrt. Hence, this case is invalid case. So this is the case of invalid case. So now we will draw the truth table. Draw the truth table. So how the truth table will be? So remember this step. If at all they ask you about the SR flip flop, draw the circuit. Then this is your S bar R bar. We must apply your De Morgan's law. Then case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. That is 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. 4 cases must be discussed, and from that conclusion, I am going to draw the truth table. I am going to draw the truth table. That is your S, R, and we have a clock, and we have Q, T plus 1. Qt plus 1 means your next state. Qt plus 1 means you have your next state. So when this clock is equal to 0, whatever may be the SR input, Qt plus 1 must be equal to 0. When this clock is equal to 0, whatever may be the input, your Qt must be equal to 0. Qt plus 1 means this is your next state. This is your next state. Qt plus 1. Qt is the present state and Qt plus 1 is the next state. That means after one clock pulse is applied. So here this clock pulse is not applied. So Qt, whatever may be the input, whatever may be the input means I am taking here don't care condition. You remember this from K-map. Cross means either 1 or 0. Either 1 or 0. Then when this clock is high, now this flip flop going to respond. So how this is going to respond? When S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0, this Qt plus 1 becomes Qt. Qt means previous state. So comment here, I am writing, this is your previous state. That means this for S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0, your flip flop acts like a memory. That means next state going to becomes equal to the previous state. Whatever previous state means, if this before applying this input the output becomes 0, so after then obviously after changing the input S is equal to 0 to R is equal to 0, Qt plus 1 becomes equal to Qt. Qt plus 1 becomes equal to Qt. That means if some clock pulse at some clock pulse the output is 0, now also the output must be 0. That is the meaning of Qt plus 1 is equal to Qt. Qt plus 1 becomes Qt. That means your previous state. That is your memory condition. Then we have when the clock is high, 0 0, you have 0 1, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. So you have 0 1, which means, so when S is equal to 0, R is equal to 1, we have qt plus 1 is equal to 0. When s is equal to 1, r is equal to 0, qt plus 1 is equal to 1. Just check it by putting here the value. Just check it by putting here the value. I have already explained you 0, 1, qt, that is here this is the condition for reset. And this is the condition for set. And when this is very important, when s is equal to 1, r is equal to 1, this is your invalid condition. This is your invalid condition, that is unused, invalid condition. Whatever may be the input, output is invalid. Your flip flop is unable to produce a valid output when s is equal to 1, r is equal to 1. So once again I am going to draw this. This is very important. So remember student, when s is equal to 0, r is equal to 0, qt plus 1 becomes qt, that is previous state. When s is equal to 0, r is equal to 1, this is qt plus 1 is equal to 0, that is reset. When s is equal to 1, r is equal to 0, the moment you see s is equal to 1, s is equal to 1 and r is equal to 0, your output becomes 1, that is set. When s is equal to 1, r is equal to 1, your output becomes invalid. Now we will draw a characteristics table. Characteristics table. So this, why this is necessary? Characteristic table is going to determine your next state in Boolean algebra equation. Now this table, this truth table, characteristic table is required to find the next state. To find the next state. So characteristic, why characteristic table is required? In order to find the next state. So I am going to write here we have S, R, Qt and we have Qt plus 1. So we have, this is SR is your input, Qt is your previous input, that is previous output, that is previous state. You can see, you can call it this Qt as previous output or previous state. Then we have Qt plus 1 is your next state. So characteristic table is, why characteristic table is required? In order to find the next state in terms of input and previous state. So we have, as we have already, this is 3. So we have 8 possible combination, 3 variable S, R, Qt. So we have 8 possible combinations. So how to write 0, 0, 0, 0, then 0, 1, 1. We have here 0, 1, 0, 1. Then we have 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1 again, 0, 1, 0 and 1. Now we have S, R as the input, Qt is the previous state and Qt plus 1 is the next state. This is your next state. Now from the truth table I am going to write this expression. So how to write the expression? So when, look at this condition, that is when S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0, then what will happen here? When S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0, your Qt plus 1 becomes equal to Qt, that is your memory or previous state. So look at this, in this case we have 2 cases where S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0. So Qt plus 1 becomes equal to Qt. So when S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0, Qt is 0. So Qt plus 1 Qt means, so here we have 0, hence here we will also get 0, because when S is equal to 0, both the inputs are 0, your flip flops retain the previous state. your flip-flop act like a memory, that is 0 0 is 0. Then here in this case we will have 1. Why it is same? Because qt plus 1 is equal to qt. You can see here. Then the moment you see s is equal to 0, r is equal to 1, whatever may be the previous state, here we can see here s is equal to 0, r is equal to 1. So we can see here s is equal to 0, r is equal to 1. Qt plus 1 is always going to become 0. Qt plus 1 becomes always going to becomes 0. Whatever may be the previous state, it will changes to 0 0. It will reset because s is equal to 0 and r is equal to 1. Then we have two cases, that is s is equal to 1, r is equal to 0. So whatever may be the previous state, here the output becomes 1. Because you can see here 1 0, we will have qt plus 1 is equal to 1, that is set 1. Then 1 1, this is very very important. When we apply 1 1 1 1, s is equal to 1, r is equal to 1, whatever may be the previous state, we will get an invalid output. We will get a invalid output, and that invalid output is not used. Not used means don't care. So now I will construct the K map. K map for qt plus 1. So this is the output, and now I am going to write the equation. So how to write the equation? You have to construct the K map for qt plus 1. K map for qt plus 1. So we will have 1 2 3 4. So we have input as s and rqt. So this is a 3 variable K map. So 3 variables means we have to construct 2 to the power 3. That means we need to construct 8 cells. So s is equal to either 0 or 1. Here rqt is 0 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 3, this is 2, 4, 5 and 7 and 6. This is your cell numbering. Then according to your cell numbering, we have to put here. So 0 0 0. So this is your binary. This is your suppose decimal number. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So when s r qt, that is when s is, input is 0, output is also 0. So at this cell we have to write this 0. When input is 1, output is 1. When input is 2, output is 0. When input is 3, output is 0. When input is 4, output is 1. When input is 5, output is 1. The remaining is don't care. So you have to take like this. So now we have to form the cells group. We have to make the grouping. So 8 possible grouping is possible? No sir, because we have 0 0 0 in 3 cells. So that is why no 4 cell combination is possible. But this 4 cell can be combined, because this cross means either 1 or 0. But in order to form a big group, I am taking this as 1. Then we have another group is here. So 1 4 group and 1 2 group. So first let us solve this 4 group. For this you will solve, because rqt is changing, but s is remain constant, that is s is 1. S is 1 means we will get directly s. The next is here s is changing, that is 0 1, but rqt is always constant, that is 0 1. In case of K map you have to take the common point, that is which is constant. So rqt is 0 1. So we have r bar qt. This is your r bar qt. Then what to write? The characteristic equation qt plus 1 is equal to s or r bar qt. So this is very very important equation. That is how your next state is going to depend on your present state as well as your input. That is the motto in sequential circuit. Your next state or output is always going to depend on your present state and input. Input here is s and r. So this is your characteristics equation. So remember one flip-flop, student. Then only you will able to understand the next flip-flop I am going to teach you. So in the next class, I will teach you about excitation table, and then we will start delay flip-flop, T flip-flop and JK flip-flop. So thank you.